Hello all, and welcome to this beer review, which I am dubbing the Pumpkin Beer Review. Why am I calling it the Pumpkin Beer Review? Well, autumn's just starting. I have a slice of pumpkin pie, which I am going to be eating later. Obviously store-bought, because I'm a loser. And what we are reviewing tonight, Sam Adams 20 pounds of pumpkin. This is their reboot of their pumpkin ale. So their pumpkin ale, the one that they had in recent years, the Harvest Pumpkin Ale, was kind of, well, weak sauce to say the least. So this year they're rebooting it, obviously. So let's read the label, shall we? The Pilgrims brewed beer from pumpkins when they had no grain. Today we add pumpkins, well, because they taste good. 20 pounds of pumpkin per barrel give this beer body and sweetness, while spices like cinnamon, ginger, and nutmeg warm you on a crisp fall day. So, like most Sam Adams beers, not too high on the ABV, 5.7, which is actually kind of on the high side for the brand. Pretty freshly brewed. This was in the stores, like, I've only seen it since this week, so it's pretty fresh. I already had one bottle, and two bottles actually, that's how good it was, last night, and I have to say, I am well and duly impressed. And why is that? Well, pumpkin ale is basically the beer style that got me into craft beer. This was many, many years ago, during a Halloween party that I went to, and on a whim I went and picked up a 6-pack of pumpkin beer. I can't even recall what brand it was, but drinking it was a true revelation. And, I was sitting with some other guys at the time. If I remember, the guy's name was Alfie, and I don't know where he is right now, but he said, I remember what he said. He said, I could drink this every day of my life. It's like pumpkin pie in a glass. And, ever since then, I've kind of been into craft beer, although I didn't really get seriously into it until about 6 years ago. There's always been just sort of more of a preferential thing, as opposed to, like, I'm going to seriously go and delve into this and explore it and make hundreds of videos about it. Hundreds of videos that very few people watch, but I'm cool with that. So, as time passed, I kind of got bored with pumpkin ales because none of them really hit that spot, that place, 15, well actually it's more than 16, more like 17 or 18 years ago, because it was before 2001, I remember that, everything's kind of like pre-2001 and after 2001, this was pretty much pre-2001, so, for reasons I don't need to explain here. So, this actually took me back to that place. Why? Well, we're going to find out. Just open the bottle and you can smell those pumpkin pie spices. Head is beige. I'm going to go for it quickly because the head dissipates on this quickly. Pretty much big spice, but also big pumpkin. Smells like baking pumpkin pie. Ghost wisp of hops and sweet, almost cake-like malts there too. Smells very sweet. Smells like pumpkin pie. And more than just pumpkin pie spices, it smells like the actual gourd. Coloration is fairly dark copper. Very clear. Again, the one bad thing about this beer, head dissipates extremely quickly for some reason. Which is too bad because so much of the smell resides in the head. You can still smell it even when the head's gone thin like this. But it's just nowhere near as thick and entrancing. That said, I'm going to go to the next part here. What hits me in the mid to the finish thick gourd notes in that mouthfeel. Rich, creamy, but still kind of vegetal. Not really pumpkin pie-like, more like a squash stew-like. Pumpkin pie comes from the spices, but the spices are kind of a top note that are floating over that. Spices in the front, in the mid, very much pumpkin pie, cinnamon, nutmeg. Can't really taste the ginger. Into the finish, very light touch of hops. Definitely old world style. Front and mids, biscuity malts. But what gets me over and over again? Just that rich pumpkin creaminess to the mouthfeel. And also slightly the taste. There's not much taste to it, but you get that pumpkin mouthfeel. Added to the spices, tastes like you're drinking pumpkin pie, and that takes me back. Not particularly sweet pumpkin pie. Despite the very sweet nose, it's actually, well, I wouldn't say it's dry, but it's a lot less sweet than some pumpkin beers I had, a lot of which can be kind of cloying. There's some sweetness in the mids and even more sweetness in the finish, kind of balanced by those hops. Just a wonderful beer. And one which, upon drinking last night and, going grocery shopping today, I saw this and was like, well, this is going to make an excellent pairing for later tonight. And boy, will it. Again, not much complexity here. I kind of named all the taste notes there, but what's important is it's a pumpkin beer that's not just, pumpkin pie spice tasting with a bunch of, very sweet malts. No, you taste that pumpkin. That pumpkin is in there. You feel it in your mouth. You taste it. It's a very subtle taste. Mouthfeel's not very subtle. It hits you in the face. But even, that subtle pumpkin taste, that squash gourd taste is there. So what can I say about this 20 pounds of pumpkin? I'm going to be picking up another 6-pack of it. Definitely. Maybe even a third or fourth. It's that good of a pumpkin ale. This is like the first pumpkin ale that takes me truly back to that first really serious craft beer that I had all those years ago. So, I guess it's kind of like a halcyon days in a glass here. As for you, drinker out there, well, if you like a damn fine pumpkin ale, and I know it's kind of an iffy thing, some people don't like pumpkin ales, but if you'd like a damn fine pumpkin ale, this is definitely one. Sam Adams has hit the ball out of the park here. And I don't care what all the Sam Adams haters say, this is an awesome craft beer. Being very unreservedly 2 thumbs up about it. So folks, that's your beer review for tonight. Cheers, and even though it's nowhere near Halloween, because it's a pumpkin ale, I'm going to call it Happy Halloween. That's all for tonight, folks.